It's my favorite type of content to record. I am going to pull some shards. Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock and this is a Raid Shadow Legends video. We are going to pull some shards today. We have the Summon Rush event right here. 3,000 points to get the fragments. Good to know. That's going to be 6 shards. We are back to that. Why do I say that? Well, we kind of started going into like the 3,200 range. I'm not going to remember the exact numbers. I just know that it wasn't 6 sacreds, and even some of them went up to 7 sacreds in the past. So it's good to be back to the 6 sacred standard here. We're going to go ahead and pull those 6 sacreds and enjoy. Let's see what we get. Now, very excited because we also have a champion I really want in the progressive chance, which is Freya. If we pull her, this is always the deal that I one-sidedly make with Plarium, that if I pull the champion, then I'll talk about the champion, right? So if you want me to talk about your champions, just, make them happen for me. So we'll go with Seeker because I don't really need any of those champions there, but we're going to pull 6 sacreds. My Mercy tracker is on, and as far as where we are at in Mercy, I'm 10 into Mercy right now. I pulled a couple off camera the other day. Not 10. I had already accumulated some. I think I pulled like 2 during Clan v Clan just because I didn't feel like running stuff. But yeah, we're good there, and you can see our Mercy on Voids is really high now, which you guys saw. So hopefully we're not in Mercy on Voids, but we're close. So hopefully we'll see something cool coming out on Voids pretty soon with like a 25x or something, and we can try and chase another legendary like how we got Senna. But that is a conversation for another day. Right now, the conversation is 6 sacred shards, and let's see if we can get Freya. I really want Freya. Here we go. Number 1. Listen up. I just got a new promo link that you can use to follow along with me on my latest free-to-play adventure and get a free Elenaril as well as 3 more powerful epics as you level up. Here's how to do it. Log out of Plarium Play and uninstall. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Don't miss out on your chance to get Elenaril right after signing up, as well as Fayne, Uugo, and Tagoar as you progress through Raid. Click on my link right now and let's crush this together. Epic off the gate, Sepulchre Sentinel. Good epic. I have never pulled a Sepulchre Sentinel in the early game of Raid Shadow Legends, so never got to play with her really, because usually it's just, you get to a point where you don't need certain epics anymore, but she's a good one in the early game for sure. Delaja is one who I really wanted to play with in the early game, but mostly when I pull her, I tend to replace her or get something better than her very quickly. But you do have Poison on the A1, which is really good. HP-based champion, which is really good in the early game too, because she has that built-in survivability with a high health count. You get decreased attack on the A2, and then a shield on all allies equal to 20% of this HP-based champion. Pretty good. And a 30% chance of counterattacking when ally lizardmen are attacked. So I actually like Delaja a lot in the early game as an epic if you are lucky enough to pull her. And then, of course, she's also part of the Mikage fusion. So, a huge fan of that. What was that? That was 2, I think. All right, we're epic, which, to be expected. Yeah, I just had to check. We're at 13. So that was 3. Aox, I made a whole video on Aox, so I'm not going to dive too deep into him, but I think he's a slept-on epic for sure. He can enable a lot of teams for players if you kind of build him right and build the team around his concept. So good epic for sure. Here we go. More purple. I don't know anything about Kalia. She's food for me. I'll just be real with you guys. That is 4. Here comes number 5. I'd really like to get something in these 6. And a Moonbeam was on the free-to-play account that I don't play anymore. He was like the one epic that I just could never get for the Lady Mikage fusion. I eventually did get him, of course, but it was like a bit of a joke within my community. So we are down to the last one, just verifying here. Yep, that was 5. This is the last one. I would really, really like to see a legendary out of these 6, you know, obviously because Freya's involved, but also just because you'd like to think that Sacreds have, you know, will deliver that for you. Obviously things can go wrong. That's why there's a mercy system, but come on, let's hope. Let's see something. Oh, and this is where the hard decisions come in, because guys, I want to make good content for you. I do. I really, really do. I want to give you guys something to be excited about. But at this point, you know, if I was to pull some more Sacreds, I'm probably going for the Radiant Sun Lilies at that point. And I just don't think it's worth that many Sacred Shards to get a mythical relic. Especially with the potential Leonardo event, whenever that will be, right around the corner. And, of course, on the calendar, we know that we have this Hero's Path coming up. So I will save my Sacred Shards. As badly as I want Freya, and as disappointed as I am that I did not get Freya, I will go ahead and save, unless I can convince myself. No, the epics aren't worth it. Barrel's not worth it. Really, they are hurting themselves here. Like, if you could get an extra, like if you had a Lego, right, a legendary book right here, I would spend those 2 extra shards. I could convince myself to spend 2 extra shards, but I can't convince myself to spend, what would it be? That's 4,000. So 1 more, 2 more, 3.5 more. Yeah, like this is just, it doesn't make sense for me to keep going with the shard pulls because it's just the way that they do it. But like, they could nickel and dime people so much better. But I think a lot of people, myself included, with this lurking Leo event are going to be like, hey, I hit my 3,000. I have what I need to do the fusion and not keep pulling. But like, you could bait me if you made these rewards just a little bit more enticing. But you know, what do I know? You know, I'm just a YouTuber, and so either way, guys, that is going to be my video. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. I'm hoping I can record my shard pull during the week. I'm working with my editor to try and figure out how to do that. So we've got some ideas floating around that I'm excited about. So hopefully I can record those for you guys because my mercy is even higher now. But yeah, take care, guys.